Alrighty, welcome to another tier teardown. Now today it's sort of like after the group stages, right? The group stages just finished about an hour ago. I just watched Germany against Hungary and France against Portugal, and France topped the group, so I'm in a good mood. And I was like, you know what? Group stages are over, so it's time to critique / applaud some performances. Now, the tier teardown here we have today is pretty generic one, pretty simple. We know which teams are going through. We know what the bracket's going to look like. If you guys want to see the specific bracket, I link it in my video. My previous video, there's a picture of the specific tournament tree that's going to happen next. So now we're just going to quickly go into what's next. So like the knockout stages and what I think who's going to do, if there's any changes in like my predictions and all that. And I'm promising you right now, there are changes in what I thought at the start and what I think now. We're also going to essentially laminate some of the worst teams, some of the worst performances, and the biggest upsets, which are literally under disgraceful. So a quick breakdown of each category. Potential winners are the teams I think that are going to go to the finals. The two finalists I think will go the furthest. Strong contenders, most likely semi-finalists, or people that I think will have a really good chance of making it to the final. Potential upsets I think are teams that are more like, not necessarily seen as like a big team compared to like, say, the biggest four, but I think could like cause a big upset. Obviously, as potential upset. Satisfied are teams I think that are happy that they have made it this far, and will not be too upset of either going out instantly or even in the quarterfinals. Next up, we got unlucky, which are teams that didn't make it through or impressed me so far this tournament, but just unfortunately didn't make it through to the knockout stages. And disgraceful are just teams that have been absolutely atrocious so far this tournament. So we're gonna go group by group, okay? I think this is the easiest one. Now, straight up, Italy. Hands down, was my dark horse from the start of the tournament. Everybody said Turkey. I disagreed. I think Italy was the team to watch in my opinion. And 9 points out of 3 games. 7 goals for, 0 goals against. Honestly, super impressive. Donnaruma's been super impressive as well. Attacking prowess was impressive. The defense was actually surprisingly solid. Midfield also super dynamic. So I think hear me out. The reason why I'm not putting them here is because of the draw they're facing. I think it's a tough draw. Like if I pull up real quick a picture of, if I pull this up right over here, I can see, all right, so Italy is playing Austria. I think that's going to be a pretty easy game, but the other side of that quarter of the bracket is Belgium or Portugal. And then if let's say they do get past, which I personally think they will, I'm not going to talk too much about my predictions on this one because there's going to be a specific video for once the UEFA releases like the specific thing on their website. They haven't released it yet, so it's just a picture once again. Actually, I can show you guys on the screen real quick if you guys want to see it. Right there. All right, so you guys can see that's what we're working with right now, and there's my Discord in the back. Ignore that. So yeah, that's why I'm putting Italy as strong contenders. I think they have a decent lineup, but I think they're going to struggle against the likes of Belgium, Portugal. They might struggle, and France or even Croatia or Spain. I think it's going to be tough for them to make it to the final. So I'm going to put them as a strong contender. I think genuinely a strong contender. I predict that they'll go semifinals. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm saying. Next up, Wales. You know what? Wales, I'm going to put them as a potential upset. They impressed me. I put them as dead last of the Group A, I believe. I'm pretty sure I put them as the dead last of Group A. Let me just pull up quickly my predictions. Trust me, let's take a look quickly at the group. What did they do? Three matches played, 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. I think it's pretty respectable, honestly, for the group they were in. Switzerland and Turkey. Okay, Turkey was a huge letdown. First of all, you know what? I'm even gonna do it right now. I think Turkey was disgraceful for this tournament. From what they came in with, the squad that they have, I don't know what happened to them, but to concede 8 goals and only score 1, absolutely disgraceful. I think it's okay. I might be a little harsh, but it's shameful, honestly. I don't know if it's the pressure of maybe like the media saying they were the dark horses, but I don't know. Something went wrong somewhere down the road, and they got to fix it because otherwise there's going to be a managerial shift, and a lot of these players are not getting another call up. Switzerland, I don't know how I feel. They draw France next, right? I believe France is who they draw. Yeah, they draw France. I think Switzerland just has to be satisfied with what their Euros is. I don't think they expect much more from what's going to come. Yeah. I think also they could be a little upset by the fact they didn't get second place because Wales draw Denmark. I think Denmark would have been an easier opponent. But I think I'm going to put Switzerland as satisfied. All right, moving on quickly to Group B. Now we got Belgium obviously topping the group. 7 goals for, 1 goal against. 3 matches, 9 points. Belgium has to be potential winners. I think it... They are on the left side. There's France also, and there's Italy. I'm gonna put. I think. Ooh. You know what? We'll see potential winners at the end, but I'm gonna put Belgium here for now. Now Denmark, said this in my previous video, impressed me so much. Yes, the first game was a little upsetting against Finland, but overshadowed by obviously what happened to Christian Eriksen, and God bless that he's fine. But I predicted Denmark to be second. They came second. They really clawed it back. That first half against Belgium is what's really impressing me. So I'm gonna put them, honestly, for me, they're a potential upset. At first, I thought they were a little like sort of middle of the road, even like second half of the tournament. But honestly, I put them like middle top of the tournament now. I think they're really on a one match off game. I think they can cause a lot of havoc. So I'm gonna put them as potential upsets above Wales. Now next up in this group we got we got Finland. Finland, for me, Finland's an unlucky team. I think they're like the Iceland almost of the World Cup. Everybody cheered them on and all that. Super fair play team. I genuinely enjoy the team. I think in terms of footballing ability, you couldn't probably expect much more. Third place is respectable, honestly, with the group that they had. So I'm going to put them as an unlucky. Russia, similar story to Turkey. Something went wrong down the road and it just didn't show up. Very poor performances all along. Yeah, it wasn't pretty. They only beat Finland and not even that impressive of a game. For me, Russia is also disgraceful, but a little less than Turkey. Next, moving on to Group C, we got Netherlands topping the group. Netherlands, for me, has to be another strong contender. Strong contenders essentially is the semifinals that I'm putting there. I think Netherlands, 3 games, 9 points, goals for 8, goals conceded 2. Super decent scoreline, honestly. And to be fair, most of the games have been really fun to watch. I like the attacking fullbacks they have, especially Dumfries. Creates a very interesting team to watch. I think defensively they might be a little shaky at times, but you know, I think these guys do stand a good chance. Next up in this group, you got Austria. Austria, I'm gonna put them as satisfied. I think they're a little more. They're gonna be less satisfied than Switzerland since I think it could expect more. They could potentially upset a team. Who do they play? Let's see. Austria plays Italy. Yeah, I think that's gonna be tough. I'm gonna have to keep them unsatisfied, and I'll put them a little less satisfied than Switzerland, meaning that they could aspire for more, and they should aspire for more. So next up, we got Ukraine. Obviously, a team that qualified with 3rd place points, and they're facing Sweden. I think, for me, Ukraine, I like what Shevchenko's doing with the team. They play really interesting football. Malinovsky, super interesting. Yarmolenko, good player as well. They just make, honestly, interesting football. Fun to watch. I'm going to put them as... I think they could potentially upset Sweden. I'll put them in satisfied. I think they're quite satisfied with the tournament tree. They played really well. The group was tough. I think they're going to be less satisfied than Switzerland, simply because Switzerland, I don't think, expect much more, but they could expect more. I think they're going to put them at the bottom of satisfied, so that means they have the highest chances out of all of these groups. Does that sort of make sense? Hopefully that makes sense for you guys, but yeah, that's what we're going to do. And then next up in the group, we got North Macedonia. I think North Macedonia, obviously Pandev, legend, retiring. Not disgraceful. Not necessarily unlucky. But I can't put them in disgrace, so I'm gonna put them in unlucky. I think they had a respectable tournament, especially with like the team they have. Elmas, honestly, making the fact they even made it to this Euro is what's impressive with what Elmas did for them. I think that's fair. Moving on, I'm gonna put them at second in unlucky. I think that's fair. Next up, we got England, Croatia, Czech Republic, and Scotland. Now, Group D was an interesting group. Straight up, we're gonna start at the bottom. I think Scotland was unlucky. Scotland really played, honestly, good football. I think they have a team that could upset many other teams, but they were just unlucky with the results they had. The couple ties going their way. Obviously, the tie against England means a lot to them, so fair, big ups to them. I genuinely like this team. Plays really interesting football. I like dedication. They literally play their hearts out for the club, and which I personally really enjoy. Next up, we're gonna go inverse order this time. We got Czech Republic. I think Czech Republic has to be satisfied, like probably down here. Yeah, I think who are they playing? Czech Republic is playing Netherlands. I think they can't expect much from that game, but it's a knockout tournament. You never know it's a knockout tournament. You never know what's going to happen. But I think they should be happy with what they've done so far this tournament. Obviously, going through 3rd is not necessarily the best. You're going to get a tougher draw, but with England and Croatia in your team, you can't really be too upset in your group. Croatia, I don't know. Croatia's been that Modric display at the last match day was really impressive. So for me, they have to be a potential upset team. For the bigger teams, at least. I think they are facing, let's see, they are facing Spain. I think they will definitely, most likely pass Spain. So we'll talk a bit more on my, UEFA actually just released the bracket tournament, like bracket picker for the knockout stage. So you know what, I might actually just put that with my last video, my other video. I'll put that into the previous video. Obviously, I'm filming these back to back and I'll edit them. And I'll put that segment of the clip at the back of that one so you guys can see that. Make sure you have, if you haven't seen it, this will be the one that would have been released on Thursday. And this one will be obviously released this weekend on like a Sunday or something. So next up, England. England will not be satisfied with just this. I think they expect more. They obviously, you know, football's coming home. They obviously expect so much from the team. But honestly, I think it should be changed to England is coming home, because facing Germany is not an easy task. They were unlucky with that draw, but if it wasn't Germany, it was Portugal. Honestly speaking, the draw is what's screwing these guys over. I think they have a really good attacking lineup. Midfield's also pretty strong. Defensively, a little eh. I don't think they're strong contenders, in my opinion. I think they are potential upsets as well. I'm going to put them above Croatia. I think they're the strongest of potential upsets. I think that's fair so far. Now moving on to the next group. Group E, Sweden. Sweden, for me, has to be another potential upset. I think they're going to get, unfortunately, kind of destroyed, but the other side of that tournament tree. So you got Germany or England, and then on the, if they do make it past that, you got the Dutch most likely, or the Danish. It's a tough group. I'm gonna put them as potential upsets, but I'm gonna put them middle of the gun. I think on a one-off game, this Danish and this Swedish team, honestly, they're impressing me. The Scandinavian teams on a one-off game, both of these teams can do a lot. With Kulusevski back is a big factor, but I still think that overall the Danish team is more balanced. So I'm going to put the Danish team up there. Oh, that what was it? That rocket by Christensen. Banging goal. The fact Denmark made it out of the group is astounding to me, honestly. It's insane to see. That group was nuts. That group, what was it? Group B? Yeah, Group B and Group F were nuts. Crazy stuff. Next up, Spain. Now, if Spain made it through the group in third, I would put them in disgraceful. I think Spanish football has the reputation of being super good, but that 5-0 win against Slovakia, I think, sort of saves them. So I'm going to put them in. You can't. They're not unlucky, that's for sure, because that's for teams that went out. They are slightly disgraceful, to be fair. They're not going to be satisfied, but they're not potential upsets. So I'm going to put them at the bottom of satisfied. Who do they face? I think they face a pretty big team, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Croatia. For me, they're at the bottom of satisfied, so they're the least satisfied out of the bunch, but they can't be too upset with losing against like teams like France or Croatia, I guess. I don't know. Of course they're gonna be upset, but you know what I mean. There's no like in between bracket. We could put another one which is like but that's too many brackets to go with. So next up, we got in this group, we got Slovakia, who obviously didn't make it through because of goal difference. I believe they have a goal difference of -5. Yeah, that was not enough to go through. I think they're the first eliminated out of the third places, so unlucky to them, but decent performances on the first match day, I believe. Yeah, apart from that, I think they have to be satisfied with the tournament. They're gonna be more satisfied than I think they're satisfied with what they've done so far this tournament. A little unlucky, maybe, yes, but with an underperforming Spain, they should have done more with the tournament, so I'm not going to put them in unlucky. Sorry for that. Next up in this group, you got Poland. Poland played well on the last day. Second match day, disappointing for me. The draw, Poland played their best games on the games they lost. That's what I'm going to say. I think they are just the least of the unluckies. I'm not going to put them in disgraceful because decent showing at the end. That third match day impressed me. I'm going to put them here. Now we're going into the big boy group. This group was crazy. Straight off the bat, fair play to Hungary. Big respect to you guys. You guys honestly showed the world that even in the group of death, there could be huge major upsets. And coming last is not fair for you guys. I think, honestly speaking, any of the other three teams above do not necessarily deserve to be that high because of the way they played. France was a little disappointing in their games. Germany was very disappointing in 2 of their games. Only Portugal was impressive. Again, the game against Portugal. Portugal was disappointing against Hungary for the first majority of the game, for the 80 minutes. Against France, they were okay, I guess, at the first half especially. Against Germany, super disappointing. Hungary impressed me all 3 games, honestly. They got to be the top of the unlucky teams. there's one team that you're gonna be like the Iceland of World Cup, it's got to be Hungary. I'm sorry, but they've probably gained a lot of supporters and a lot of like the hearts of a lot of people in this footballing world. If you have a better group, honestly, I think they could definitely make it to the knockout stage. Moving on, we're gonna go from third, second to first. Portugal for me. Let's take a look at the tournament. Portugal faces Belgium, then Italy. I think Belgium honestly has impressed me more than Portugal. Italy has impressed me more. So for me, I'm going to put them as strong contenders, but at the bottom of strong contenders, I don't think they're going to be my finalists anymore. Especially since with the groups, now that they screwed themselves in this side of the tournament tree. We'll talk about more the specific finalists once we get there. Germany and France, obviously going to be strong contenders. It's the biggest favorites of the teams of the tournament. So yeah, we're going to quickly look at let's break it up into tournament trees. So I know Germany's on the right side of the tournament tree, France is on the left, these three on the left, and these four on the left, and these two essentially are on this side. Is that right? Let me quickly double check. Belgium, Portugal, Italy, and France are on this side. Yes, okay. So this means that if I quickly drag up by this, okay. So for me, we said Belgium. I think Italy will go through. Italy, France, in that side of the final, and it's going to be Germany against the Dutch on the other side. These have to be strong contenders. I think France will. If France clicks, I think they have the potential to knock out. So I'm going to go Italy as my strongest contender, top of the strongest contender. Portugal's a little bit this tournament so far, but this is Portugal. To be fair, last time they won the Euros, they were third. I'm just saying, they were third and they made it out the groups and did it the hard way. On the other hand, I think Dutch have impressed me quite a bit. I think Germany has a better team than Belgium. Yeah, so that's how I'm going to line up my tournament. I think in order, I think Italy next, Germany, Belgium, and Portugal are my strong contenders list. But yeah, do let me know if you have any big disagreements, but this is my finals, honestly. This is my finals right over here. You guys would have seen this, obviously, in the tournament tree that I'm making after this video. I'll add it to my previous video, but, you know, there might be a little bit of misalignment because, obviously, I'm not going to copy-paste. I'm just going to do my genuine thoughts, and thoughts change minute to minute. So, yeah. At this specific moment, this is what I predict in the finals. France against the Netherlands. Do let me know what you guys think is going to make it to the finals and who you guys are supporting, or what was your biggest... how do I say this? Which team impressed you the most? It doesn't have to be the favorites. It could be like a team like Hungary. Do let me know in the comments which team impressed you most, and also which team, I guess, let you down the most. Like always, thank you for the support that you guys always give me. Make sure to comment anything you want, new ideas you guys want to see, and I'm always replying or always adding them to the list. So yeah, like always, I'll see you all next time. Have a good day. Bye.